All right, so are you ready to dive into some seriously unconventional wisdom about building a multi-million-dollar business?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Awesome. So we're going to be looking at this YouTube video
Okay.
by Finance with Lester. It's called How to Go from $0 to 8 Figures. And Lester is a former Navy sailor.
Wow.
And his story is just full of these really interesting and unexpected
Yeah.
pieces of advice that you wouldn't normally think of when you think about building a business.
Yeah, it's interesting because he doesn't come across as like your typical business guru kind of guy.
Right.
He really built his success from scratch.
Yeah,
And now he's sort of breaking it down in a way that's very relatable
exactly.
and inspiring.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, like, one of the first things that he talks about is the power of intention.
Okay.
And he emphasizes the importance of acting as if you're already living the life that you want.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's almost like you're setting the coordinates in your internal GPS
Right.
and telling your mind and your actions where you want to go. This kind of reminds me of the law of attraction. You know, that idea that if you focus on positive thoughts and beliefs, you can actually attract those experiences into your reality.
And he even tells this story about how he and his friends started picking out company pillars
Oh, wow.
and office furniture
Right.
before they even had a product.
Wow.
They were so sure of their vision, they were practically living it already.
That's a powerful example of visualization. You know, elite athletes use that technique all the time.
Oh, yeah.
They mentally rehearse their victories before a competition.
Yeah.
And there's actually research that shows that visualizing your goals can actually prime your brain for success.
So I guess the question for our listeners is like, how can you apply this to your own life?
Right.
So try visualizing yourself achieving a goal that's really important to you
Yeah.
and engage all of your senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? And that vivid image can be such a powerful motivator.
It's about cultivating that unwavering belief in yourself and your vision, even before you see tangible results.
Right.
It's about embodying success from day one.
Okay, so now here's where Lester throws a curveball.
Okay.
He actually encourages people to embrace the word no.
Really?
In fact, he sees it as a valuable tool.
That's fascinating. Most people are terrified of rejection, but he's actually reframing no as a source of information.
Yeah.
He uses no as a filter
Oh, interesting.
to identify people who aren't truly aligned with his vision.
Okay.
He uses it as feedback to refine his approach,
Uh-huh.
and then finally as fuel to develop resilience.
He actually shares a personal story about how constant rejection actually made him fearless.
Wow.
He learned to overcome obstacles and develop a thicker skin because of it.
This reminds me of Angela Duckworth's research on grit.
Oh, yeah.
She found that the ability to persevere through challenges, you know, even in the face of setbacks,
Right.
is a key predictor of success.
So I guess what we're saying is when you encounter no on your journey, try to see it as an opportunity for growth and learning.
Yeah, it's a reminder that sometimes those detours actually lead to a better path.
Right.
Don't let the fear of no hold you back from pursuing what you truly want.
All right, so next up, Lester throws out another unexpected piece of advice.
What's that?
He encourages us to tap into our childlike imagination.
Oh, this is where things get really interesting.
Yeah.
Because as we grow up, we often develop limiting beliefs and self-doubt.
Right.
But children, you know, they haven't learned to doubt themselves yet.
Yeah.
They see endless possibilities and they approach problems with such a fresh perspective.
And Lester actually said, the power in your imagination is unbelievable.
Wow.
It will get you places that even grit won't get you.
It's a reminder that sometimes logic and hard work aren't enough. Sometimes you need that spark of creativity, you know, that ability to see beyond the obvious, to truly break through.
So think back to a time when you achieved something that seemed impossible.
Okay.
Did you have a sense of childlike wonder or a belief in the impossible that fueled your success?
Maybe it was a project you're really passionate about.
Yeah.
Or a time when you went against the grain and proved everybody wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Lester's argument is that by reconnecting with that inner child,
Yeah.
we can tap into a wellspring of creativity and innovation.
And there's actually scientific evidence to support this.
Really?
Studies show that engaging in activities that foster imagination can boost creativity and problem-solving skills.
Wow.
It's about reclaiming that sense of wonder and possibility that we often lose as we get older.
Now, on top of all of this,
Yeah.
Lester also stresses the importance of networking.
And thinking big.
Yes.
Remember how he landed that 8-figure deal?
Oh, yeah. It all came down to his network.
Exactly.
He understood that building relationships with the right people could unlock incredible opportunities.
This highlights the concept of networking capital, which basically means the value that you gain from the connections you make.
Yeah.
It's not just about who you know.
Right.
It's about the quality and diversity of your network and the resources and support it provides.
Lester gave this really simple but powerful piece of advice.
Okay.
He said, find 10 people with a network of $10 million.
Wow.
And you've essentially tapped into a 9-figure network.
That's amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
And he really emphasizes that networking shouldn't just be about collecting business cards or trying to use people.
It should be about building genuine relationships, offering value to others, and supporting each other's growth.
Authenticity is key.
Right.
When you approach networking with a genuine desire to connect and contribute, opportunities will naturally arise.
And don't underestimate the power of shared interests and passions.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes the most valuable connections come from unexpected places.
Now I know what some of you might be thinking.
What's that?
I'm not a natural networker.
That's right.
Or I don't know any millionaires.
Right.
But remember, Lester didn't start with a vast network of high-powered individuals.
Right. He and his friends were just a group of ambitious Navy sailors.
Yeah, right.
They had an idea, a vision, and the courage to reach out to anyone who might be able to help them.
And that's the key takeaway.
It's not about having the perfect connections from day one.
Right.
But about having the willingness to step outside your comfort zone, make connections, and build relationships.
Exactly. It's about seeing potential connections everywhere.
Yeah.
And approaching networking with a sense of curiosity and openness.
And don't underestimate the power of shared interests and passions.
Right.
Sometimes the most valuable connections come from those unexpected places.
So as we wrap up this first part of our deep dive into finance with Lester's insights,
Okay.
let's recap the key takeaways.
Right.
We've explored the power of intention, reframing no as a valuable tool,
Yeah.
tapping into childlike imagination, and the strategic importance of networking.
It's a reminder that success isn't just about hard work and determination.
Right.
It's also about cultivating the right mindset, embracing challenges,
Yeah.
and leveraging the power of connections.
We'll pick up on these insights and dive into some more of Lester's wisdom after a quick break.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So we've been unpacking some pretty powerful ideas from Lester's video.
Yeah.
And one thing that really stands out to me is that this advice isn't limited to aspiring entrepreneurs.
Yeah, you're right. He even gives this example of someone who's working a regular 9-to-5 job who wants to reach that 8-figure goal.
Right.
Like, what does that path look like for them?
Well, Lester emphasizes that even in a traditional job setting,
Okay.
the principles we've discussed still apply.
Right.
So he suggests that someone in this position should focus on proving themselves through hard work,
Okay.
going above and beyond, and becoming indispensable to the company.
So he's basically saying that even if you're not building your own business, you can still create extraordinary value and reach incredible levels of success.
Exactly. It's about taking ownership of your role, constantly seeking ways to improve, and demonstrating your commitment to excellence.
It's like that old saying, become so good they can't ignore you.
Precisely. And as you demonstrate your value and your expertise,
Right.
you naturally position yourself for growth and advancement within the organization.
That's a really encouraging message for anyone who might feel limited by their current circumstances.
Yeah.
You don't have to be an entrepreneur to apply these principles.
Right.
You can create success wherever you are.
Absolutely. It's all about mindset action and a willingness to push beyond your perceived limitations.
Now, as we continue our deep dive,
Okay.
I think it's important to acknowledge that some people might be skeptical of Lester's advice.
Sure.
You know, some might say, oh, it's easy for him to talk about success
Right.
now that he's made it.
Yeah, that's a valid point. It's easy to romanticize success and forget about the struggles that came before it. But remember, Lester's journey wasn't a straight line to the top. He faced countless rejections, setbacks, and moments of self-doubt.
He talks about those tough times in his video.
Right.
They don't sugarcoat his experiences.
And that's what makes his message so powerful. He's not preaching from some ivory tower.
Exactly.
He's sharing the lessons he learned through trial and error, through both successes and failures.
It makes his advice more relatable and more believable because he's been there. He's walked the path.
Exactly. He's living proof that these principles work, but he's also transparent about the challenges
Right.
and the effort required to achieve success.
And that's important to remember. Building a multi-million-dollar business or achieving any significant goal takes time, dedication, and perseverance.
There's no magic formula or overnight success story here.
Right.
It's about consistently applying these principles, even when things get tough, even when you face those inevitable setbacks.
It's about having the grit to keep going, even when you hear no, even when you doubt yourself, even when the path ahead seems uncertain.
And that's where Lester's emphasis on childlike imagination comes back into play. It's about holding on to that belief in the impossible, that sense of wonder and possibility that can fuel you through the tough times.
It's about remembering why you started this journey in the first place.
Yeah.
And allowing that passion to guide your actions.
So if you're feeling stuck or uninspired, I encourage you to revisit Finance with Lester's video.
Yeah.
It's a powerful reminder that we're all capable of achieving incredible things when we embrace the right mindset.
Right.
And take bold action.
And don't forget, sometimes the most valuable lessons come from those who've walked the path before us.
Absolutely.
So keep learning, keep growing, and never stop believing in your ability to create a life of abundance and fulfillment.
Now, before we wrap up our deep dive,
Okay.
I think it's important to address one last point that Lester made.
Okay, what is it?
He talked about the importance of aligning your actions with your goals.
Right.
But he also cautioned against getting so caught up in the pursuit of success that you lose sight of what truly matters.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It's easy to get so focused on achieving our goals
Right.
that we forget to enjoy the journey and appreciate the people around us.
Exactly. Lester emphasized that true success isn't just about wealth or material possessions.
Right.
It's about living a fulfilling life, nurturing meaningful relationships, and making a positive impact on the world.
He reminded us to find joy in the process, to celebrate small victories,
Yeah.
and to cultivate gratitude for the people and opportunities in our lives.
It's about finding balance between pursuing our ambitions
Right.
and living a life that is rich in experiences, connections, and purpose.
I think that's a really important message to leave our listeners with.
I agree. So as we conclude this deep dive, let's recap the core takeaways.
Okay.
We've learned about the power of intention, reframing no as valuable data,
Yeah.
tapping into childlike imagination, the strategic importance of networking,
Right.
and the importance of aligning our actions with our goals.
But we've also been reminded that success is multifaceted, and that true fulfillment comes from living a life that is balanced, meaningful, and aligned with our values.
Lester's story is an inspiring example of what's possible when we combine hard work, a positive mindset, and a willingness to challenge conventional thinking.
And his message resonates far beyond the realm of entrepreneurship. It's a call to action for anyone who wants to create a life of purpose, impact, and abundance.
So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay.
What limiting beliefs are you holding on to? What could you achieve if you embraced the principles we've discussed today and unleashed your full potential?
Lester's journey shows us that success is within reach if we dare to dream big, set clear intentions, embrace challenges as opportunities, and connect with others who can support and inspire us.
It's a reminder that we all have the power to create the life we truly desire.
Yeah.
It starts with a spark of imagination, a leap of faith, and a commitment to taking action.
And remember, you don't have to do it alone. Seek out mentors, connect with like-minded individuals, and build a support system that will empower you to reach new heights.
The journey may not always be easy,
Right.
but the rewards are immeasurable. So go out there, embrace the unknown, and create the life you were born to live.
It's been so interesting talking about all of this with you.
Yeah, it's been great.
You know what strikes me is that Lester's story is about so much more than just making money.
Oh, absolutely.
It's about tapping into your full potential, pursuing your passions, and creating a life that aligns with your values.
And he emphasizes that this journey isn't just about individual achievement.
Oh, right.
He talks about the importance of giving back and making a positive impact on the world.
Yeah.
He believes that success is amplified when you use your resources and influence to help others,
Okay.
whether it's through philanthropy mentorship or simply spreading kindness and positivity.
You're talking about recognizing that we're all interconnected
Exactly.
and that our actions have a ripple effect.
And he even suggests that this sense of purpose, this commitment to something greater than yourself, can actually fuel your own success.
It's like that saying, a rising tide lifts all boats.
Exactly.
When you focus on creating value for others, you naturally create value for yourself.
And that brings us to a really crucial point that Lester makes.
Okay.
The importance of staying true to yourself throughout this entire journey.
He cautions against getting caught up in the hype
Right.
or trying to be someone you're not.
Yeah, he stresses the importance of authenticity.
He encourages you to embrace your unique strengths, your quirks, your individual perspective.
That's what sets you apart and allows you to make a genuine contribution.
It's about finding your own voice, your own style, your own way of doing things.
He even suggests that this authenticity will attract the right people and opportunities into your life.
People who resonate with your values,
Right.
who appreciate your unique approach, who will support your vision.
It's about building a network of genuine connections
Right.
rather than chasing after superficial relationships.
So as you reflect on Lester's insights and consider how to apply them to your own life, I think it's important to ask yourself some key questions.
Like what?
What truly inspires you? What are your passions, your values, your driving forces?
What kind of impact do you want to make on the world?
Right. And what steps can you take today to align your actions with your aspirations?
It's about taking that inner vision and translating it into tangible action,
Mm.
step by step, day by day.
And remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
So start where you are with what you have and believe in your ability to create something extraordinary.
And as you navigate the ups and downs of this journey,
Yeah.
don't forget to celebrate your wins, learn from your setbacks, and never lose sight of the bigger picture.
Because ultimately, success is not just about the destination,
Right.
but about the person you become along the way.
Well, I think that's the perfect note to wrap up this deep dive on.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground today, exploring Lester's insights on everything from intention and resilience to imagination and authenticity.
And hopefully this conversation has sparked some new ideas, challenged some old assumptions, and inspired you to take a fresh look at your own path to success.
If you're feeling motivated and ready to dive deeper into Lester's wisdom, I highly encourage you to check out his YouTube video.
It's a treasure trove of practical advice and inspiring stories.
And remember, you have the power to create the life you want. It all starts with a dream, a decision, and a willingness to take action.
So go out there, embrace your potential, and make your mark on the world.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.